from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome back to the show. 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly and Matt Guitar Murphy are our producers today. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Could be storm reports, 1-800-765-TALK, or text 304-TALK-304. It is a wild weather day in West Virginia. This is Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome back to the show. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Meteorologist Brian Hughes is here with us. We're also going to go north and talk to our good friend Howard Monroe. Howard is going to turn into meteorologist. He's going to be a windowologist for us today because we already had Howard scheduled. Howard, of course, for the Watchdog Radio Network to talk a little politics with us. But he's standing by in the Wheeling right now, which is getting battered. It has been over the last little bit with some storms. So we'll go to Howard here in just a little bit. I do have a little breaking news from the Capitol, though. TJ Meadows tells me, we mentioned last hour that there was these amendments in an effort to revive the effort, this is TJ's word, to revive the effort to lift compulsory vaccine laws and establish religious exemption. HB 773, third reading today in the White House. Notes on the amendment offered by Delegate Kathy Hess-Krause. TJ just tells me House rules met, moved it to the inactive calendar, which effectively parks the bill and the amendment killing it. That is according to TJ Meadows at the Capitol. TJ is still there, taking it all in the final hours of the session. Before we go to Howard Monroe, I want to go to meteorologist Brian Hughes. Brian, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What can you tell us now?
Well, we do have a tornado warning that continues across parts of the Panhandle. Let me get to this here real quick. So we have a tornado warning that's right now impacting the folks here across portions of, let's see here. This is going to be specifically the latest update from the National Weather Service out of Pittsburgh. This is going to be in Marshall counties, Ohio counties. We have the severe thunderstorm warning that continues. But this storm is still capable of producing a possible tornado. We did have a tornado that was seen on radar. That's what we can see on radar. It has made its way past Powhatan Point and now is heading off to the north and east at about 50 miles per hour. And we are looking at being in Lone Oak in about 8 minutes, in Callis, that would be in 11 minutes, and Alley Grove in about 13 minutes. So that is a look at the warning now. And a new update, actually, now they are canceling the tornado warning and is going back to a severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be there across the Panhandle, south of Wheeling, around the Moundsville area, and just past Powhatan Point. So, listen, it's going to be an active day for the rest of the day, and it's something we've got to keep our eyes on with these storms. That has been the first tornado warning of the day. There in the Powhatan area, Moundsville area. That's the first tornado warning of the day. But Tornado Watch covers 40 of the 55 counties in West Virginia. And you can essentially go from Outwayne, Charleston, all the way up to Elkins, into the eastern Panhandle, Morgantown, Wheeling, Parkersburg, Clarksburg, all included in this.
And this is just round one. We got round two still to come.
Yeah, round two will be late this afternoon, this evening, and that will be mostly straight line winds. But for now, the tornado threat is there, and it includes almost the entire state of West Virginia.
All right. I appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. And your work is just beginning. We'll have him on air. And, of course, you can follow him on social media, Brian Hughes, on Facebook as well. Let's go live to the Wheeling area right now. Our man Howard Monroe from the Watchdog Radio Network is here. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, it's raining.
Well, thank you, Howard. Thanks for being here. So where specific? We hear you on the radio in the Wheeling area, but where are you specifically? What town are you there in Wheeling now? What town are you in?
Yeah, actually, we have a couple of radio stations up here. Our WVOY radio station is right in the heart of Marshall County, so our transmitter, our tower down there for one of our radio stations. So keeping a close eye on what's liable to happen with that, electricity and all that sort of stuff. Of course, our other transmitters up here basically in Wheeling. And I'm sitting in my house, actually, in suburban Wheeling. And standing here looking out the window like a good meteorologist should, and saying, "Oh, I think it's raining." I mean, don't you hate to see this black? The good news is it doesn't look like a yellow sky. It's a deep black sky. Man, it is just pouring down rain. The wind is whipping around, water running down the front street here, and we had we were part of the floods last year, so now we got to worry about that. I think we're worrying about that. Although we have a flood watch too, I think, in effect for here.
Yes, you sure do.
Well, so,
yeah, they just issued a flood watch just a bit ago.
Yeah, so we got all that stuff.
Well, we got all that stuff going on, so let's talk about something a little more calm. How about we talk about politics, Howard? How's that?
Sure. You want to go to a war?
So I'm going to start at the state level. I don't know whether you heard me talking about this or not, but within the last hour, TJ Meadows is still at the Capitol. And TJ, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, TJ said that there was, within the hour, this amendment in the House to revive the effort to lift the compulsory vaccine law, HB 773, third reading in the House. Amendments offered by Delegate Kathy Hess-Krause. No surprise there. And I don't mean that in a negative way toward Delegate Krause, who's a good friend. But time you hear, anything to do with vaccines, Delegate Krause is involved in it. I'm just saying. House rules met, TJ tells me, moved it to the inactive calendar, which effectively parks the bill and the amendment, killing it. I don't know that I've had you on during the session, Howard, but overall, what has your take been on the session of 2026?
I think they have gotten some things done. I've been intrigued by some of the internal battles that I'm seeing. I have a perpetual question I keep asking on my show, which is, what does Governor Morrissey hope to get out of perpetually irritating the legislature? What is the point he gets in fighting with the legislature? I think just yesterday he had a press conference again where he called him out and said, "You're making the wrong decisions." It's been kind of my theme throughout the whole thing. What do you think he's accomplishing there?
Well, here's the thing about Governor Patrick Morrissey. I mean, he's a boots on the ground guy. He wants to be involved in every aspect of the legislature. He and First Lady Denise Morrissey want to be involved, and look, nothing wrong with that, as long as you keep it to a certain level. And I think he has been respectful in a lot of ways. But you're right. He does seem to have I called it an adversarial relationship. TJ kind of corrected me on that because he said adversarial is not necessarily a bad thing. But he does kind of, he does, I don't want to say picks fights, but there are fights involved between the governor and the legislature.
Again, I won't argue with TJ. He can pick the vocabulary he wants. I think I'd go the adversarial, but it just seems to me that he being Governor Morrissey, is perpetually poking the bear, if not the bear, poking some parts of the bear. And I guess just politically, I'm trying to figure out, let's talk about another governor who was pretty active with the legislature, and that was Joe Manchin. Mm-hmm. But he gathered people together and found consensus and wrangled them up. He didn't just stand up and say, "You're doing wrong. What's the matter with you? Why don't you give it me my way?" And I think there have been some individuals, particularly in the legislature, that have just are tired of that. I think some of what's happening, I think part of the reason is a 5% income tax that's kicking around right now as opposed to 10, and at one point they talked about nothing, is because some of the key finance folks are just saying, I don't like you pushing us around that way. So, I might be reading that wrong, and Governor Morrissey certainly should stand up for what he believes. And maybe it's more how he does it than the fact that he does it. But that has intrigued me the whole session, that he seems to be creating an adversarial relationship. And I don't get the value of that, the political, strategical value of that.
As we head toward the midnight gaveling out of the legislature, what are you looking for the next couple of days, and what do you think it's going to be like? Because this is when it starts to get wild, Howard. You've covered this for a while. This is when deals get made. This is when we add on things, so on and so forth, and maybe discussions come up that maybe hadn't before. So what happens over the next couple of days, in your opinion? What are you looking out for?
Well, I don't know if there are any surprises. And having said that, I've been through many a midnight session where there were stunning surprises that come out right before Sonny died. So I don't know. But a lot of these bills have come and gone. We were just talking this morning on our radio show with Amelia Nicely about the privatization of foster care, for example. It's kind of bounced back and forth, depending on what committee it's in and what chamber it's in. And now it seems to be seems to not be active again, at least the last I heard. So I'm looking to see how some of these things settle down. I guess the big question I have is How will the budget play out? Will we end up with the 5% tax? I think we will. A tax cut for the income tax. Will the vape tax be in there? That's probably the big thing I'm looking at. And I suspect it's the big thing legislators are looking at, too, because they're waiting to see what the governor will do if they send that over to him in a budgetary way that he doesn't like.
Talking again with Howard Monroe of the Watchdog Radio Network. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears and go nationally here for a moment. There was a clip
before it was news to me to hear you say TJ's reporting on this vaccine thing, because just yesterday, Brad McElhaney and I were doing a segment on my show about things we thought were going to happen but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I thought was going to, Brad had written a piece about this in January, I think, that he thought was going to happen, and I concurred. I expected some kind of action on vaccines this session.
We thought we were going to get an end over, and you're right, at the very beginning, and then as of, let's say, yesterday, we were saying we're going to get through this entire session without the word vaccine being brought up, and lo and behold, there it is, but now it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, so that surprised me, but thanks for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Breaking news. That's what we do. TJ's still at the Capitol, taking it all in, and if we have to, we'll go back to the Capitol, because with the storms that are expected to roll through the Charleston area, he may not be leaving for a while. He may just stay there. All right, I do want to go national for a moment, because something that really caught fire on social media yesterday, I read a text from somebody on the show yesterday, and they were talking about when we had the president out there and the brave soldiers that the name escapes me right now, the dignified transfer, I guess, or whatever they call it.
Dignified transfer, yes,
yeah,
right.
The dignified transfer happened, and he had a hat on. I just read the text when somebody that said it was disrespectful, and I gave my opinion was, I said I thought it was very disrespectful. I did not serve in the military. My father did. I did not know the protocol, and I just, by gosh, Howard, this thing just went crazy with arguing back and forth. What about ism? What about it? What about what Joe Biden did looking at his watch? What about this, and what about that? And it just went back and forth, and I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
okay.
Now you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back. So
two things irritate me about that. Not about what you said, but about what people say. First of all, I am so tired of whataboutism. No matter what in the world happens, if Trump does something wrong, why can't you just say, yeah, boy, that was a bad. But everything is, what about Biden? What about Obama? Did you remember this? Did you see that? I mean, even somebody brought up on my show yesterday the old tan suit controversy. Remember when Obama wore a tan suit? And, oh, my God, he's wearing a tan suit. He's disgraced the Oval Office. So, I am just really sick and tired and fed up with whataboutism. Secondly, I am sick and tired with a president who is so disengaged from reality that he shows that level of disrespect at that dignified ceremony. Wearing that hat was just as disrespectful as you could possibly get. He was playing with his coat at one point, like tinkering with his buttons. Of all the things to show extra respect for, that dignified transfer is what should be number one. It's another example of and I don't think he meant to be disrespectful. I just think his mind is not on anything at all anymore. I think, I'm supposed to stand here and wait for a while. Okay, that's fine. But that white cap, every time I see that, and he wears it a lot anymore. What happened to the red hat, by the way?
Well, I mean, I think the white one must be the new one in the fall Trump line at Trump.com or whatever it is.
They say they say he has a shelf of hats that you can buy if you go into the Oval Office. So
did you read it? This means absolutely nothing. And I'll get accused, as I did on social media, where somebody said, like, really, you're reaching, this is all you got or whatever. But did you read the article in the Wall Street Journal a couple of days about the president's fascination with Florsheim shoes?
I did see that.
And look, Florsheims are great shoes, don't get me wrong. But they actually did a story about how the president seems to have this obsession with this particular brand of shoes called Florsheims. And he was urging everybody around him to wear these shoes. Yeah. And they actually posted a picture of several members of the cabinet. I think Hegseth was there. I know Marco Rubio was there. And they all had these shoes on because the president seems to have this obsession with this particular brand of shoes, making sure that everybody has them. And everybody ran out to get this particular brand of shoes. So if you're a stockholder in Florsheim shoes, you know, you've had, as long as President Trump was in office, you probably had a good couple of weeks. But I just thought it was very interesting. And I'm not going to say, Howard, that President Trump is any different. I mean, every president's been quirky as hell. We all know that. You got to be quirky to even want that job to begin with, Republican or Democrat, whatever. I just found it to be very interesting.
I think he cares as much about those Florsheim shoes as he does about the drapes in the Oval Office or in the new ballroom. When he was talking about the wounded American soldiers, and he suddenly turned around and went off on a tangent about what a beautiful door. I love the drapes. I have gold drapes. Did I make gold drapes? I like gold drapes. It goes back to what I said. You see, you still got me irritated. I'm sorry. You're trying to calm things down. It goes back to what I said. I don't think his mind engages with anything except this little flights of fancy when it happens. And that drape business reminds me of the Florsheim shoe business. And I did see that picture, and I did see the article in the Wall Street Journal. And but I think these are the kind of things that occupy his mind. We are at war, whether you like to use that word or not. We're at war. People are dying by the thousands, not our people by the thousands. The thousands are dying. The cities are being destroyed. They had black rain coming down a couple of days ago, I think, as oil refineries were blown up. This country's at war. And I don't see any end in sight. And we're going to wear white hats and worry about the gold drapes that he built that he wants on his new ballroom. I just don't think he even knows what he's talking about in cases like that. Well, I'll take a deep breath and try not to be so angry anymore.
I also, sunshine and lollipops, although there's not a lot of sunshine to talk about today. My good friend here in Charleston, Tony the tailor, the West Virginia's finest men's store, by the way, the sponsor of my local show in Charleston, sends me an article here. I guess that says, does Trump know that his favorite shoe company is suing him? So apparently Florsheim is suing President Trump right now. I was unaware of that, Tony. I'll have to read that during the break.
Do you ever wonder what the world will think, 10 years, when this is over and done with? I don't know how it gets over and done with. When Trump is out of office and we all wake up from the fever dream that has been the MAGA of Donald Trump, what will we stop and look back and go, what in the world was going on in that? What's happening there?
I got to close with this, Howard. Or has the Trump presidency, and let's be fair, there were some what the heck moments during the Biden, and I'm not trying to play whataboutism. I'm just saying there were some of those moments during there because, we're coming out of COVID and so on and so forth. I got to wrap it up here. Or if we set the stage for what is going to be normal from this point on, we expect every president to act like this. So.
Well, you irritated me. You got me all fired up first. Now you just got me depressed.
All right.
We're going to be like this forever and ever. I'm going to go look out the window and see the storm. You go do what you got to do.
All right. Howard Monroe, I appreciate you being here. Watchdog Radio Network. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
2:25. We'll take a break and come back after this.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Hardwood Heat meets the Mountain State in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Girls High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 14th. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships, presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Start
$25 million. In the sense of the budget already accounts for that.
The House bill, however, kept intact a tax increase on vape products from 7% to 25%. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Weather could be severe this afternoon in western counties of West Virginia. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch for all counties in the western half of the state. Storms this afternoon and evening could come with intense rainfall, hail, and potentially damaging winds. Tornado watch in effect until 5. Harrison County Sheriff's Office investigating a possible gun-in-school incident today. The resource officer at Liberty Middle School was told by a student that another, age 14, claimed to have a gun. A search of the student turned up no weapon. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Matt, Guitar Murphy, Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. We will get into Open Line West Virginia. What's on your mind? 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK 304. Several texts to get to. Your texts are welcome. You want to do some storm reports from your area if you're getting them, because not all areas are, but all areas will get them at some point. That's what Brian Hughes says, and he's with us right now, meteorologist Brian Hughes. Good afternoon again, sir.
Good afternoon to you. Been a busy day, but right now things are remaining steady at the moment.
Okay. So we had that, and you told us last hour about the situation up in the Moundsville area.
Yep.
Powhatan. Okay.
Yeah.
It's calmed down, though, right?
Yes, it has calmed down there. But if you can you can see the maps right now on Metro News Television, the radar right now, and that's what you're looking at directly what I'm controlling. And I'm looking more at what's happening here across parts of the Chapmanville area. As you get into sections of Logan County, back into southern Lincoln County, storm right there has been fairly intense. Matter of fact, we've seen a number of lightning strikes around that storm. But as far as any rotation that is involved with that, it is incredibly limited. And I'm happy with that, as long as you are, Dave. The last thing we want are any more tornadoes happening in the region. We have strong thunderstorms that are passing through the Charleston metro area right now. So anywhere from Dunbar Institutes pass through the North Charleston area into Canal City, University of Charleston. We've got right at the Capitol, heavy rain falling on the Golden Dome at this hour. Other thunderstorms are across parts of Mason County along 35, and that one. I'll check here real quick on the velocity, and there's just broad rotation, but nothing that is, it just shows the signs of the storm just rotating itself in a very large aspect, not anything that's tight and confined you need for a tornado. But right now, things are fairly calm in our neighborhoods after the tornado warning across portions of the Moundsville area happened earlier. Severe weather across parts of central Ohio at the moment. But just so you know, 40 of our 55 counties across West Virginia are under a tornado watch going through the afternoon and into the evening. Further east you go, tornado watch, 8 o'clock, Morgantown, Elkins, and across the Charleston area back to Huntington, 5 o'clock this afternoon.
And I thought it was interesting. You and I were talking, again, we're talking with Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes. We were talking last hour that it seems like one of the areas over the last year, 2, 3, 4, 5 that's been hit constantly has been southern West Virginia. Think about down to, areas maybe, say, Wyoming County on down to Greenbrier County. This is one area this time that doesn't appear that it's going to have much, right?
Right. There's going to get some rain as we go into tonight,
right.
This evening and tonight, but the bulk of the severe weather should primarily stay north of those areas. So southern coalfields back into the southern parts of the Greenbrier Valley in decent shape so far. But the bulk of the weather has been in Ohio so far, except for that one severe thunderstorm warning and then tornado warning across the Moundsville area, Powhatan and such. It looks like, if anything, the tornado should have stayed on the Ohio side of the river, but we're still not done. Listen, they had a tornado warning on the southern side of Pittsburgh just a little bit ago, and we'll wait for more storms this afternoon and into this evening as well, because once we get into the evening hours, it's going to transition into more of a straight-line wind event with heavy rain.
So the winds would be a much bigger deal at that time. Is what you're predicting at this point.
Yeah, anything that's what we call out ahead of the main line, and these are called discrete cells. That's what we look at for the potential for tornadic thunderstorms. But in that line that we'll have later on this evening, there's an incredible clash of the air masses that are happening, and we're going to see temperatures drop dramatically. So that's where you'd see the most of the activity along that line when you go from 70s ahead of it to 50s and 40s right behind.
It's amazing too, because March is March. It's March going to March. Sometimes as far as wild weather goes, but we are expecting, here in the Charleston Metroplex right now, and as you said, we are getting rain here in the Charleston area. It's still 81 degrees right now here in Charleston, but tonight the temperature is going to drop, and there's a possibility in many areas of some snowflakes tomorrow, and back up into the 70s for the weekend.
Right.
And then as we begin early next week, we're talking about rain and snow.
Right. Massive cold front Monday into Tuesday. And that's where we're going to see temperatures dropping. I think Monday will start with rain. And then by Monday evening into Tuesday morning, we'll have snow showers across much of the region. Now, considering how warm it has been of late, a lot of that's not going to particularly stick. But we get the radar up right now? Because if we do, it's radar up at the moment. You can see back to the north and west on Metro News television right now, Chicago area. They've got snow. Milwaukee, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, snow at the moment. But back here at home, I'll take a look at. Matter of fact, actually, let's go look at Pittsburgh at the moment. South of there, we've got 74 degrees. You've got winds at 6 miles an hour, and you've got clouds and rain that are falling. That's a live look there into that area, and then back down to Pikeville, Kentucky. They're looking at tons of sunshine. Tons of sunshine. That's not good. 78 degrees. And that's destabilizing the atmosphere. It's only 239 coming up on 240, and we've got that tornado watch at least till 5. There's still some more thunderstorms that could develop, so we've got to keep our eyes on everything today.
All right, and meteorologist Brian Hughes is here. He's going to continue to. Can I use meteorology as a verb? You're going to meteorology?
I'm a meteorologist for the rest of the day.
All right, so he'll be here with us. Let's get into Open Line West Virginia right now. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304, talk 304. Text says, Dave, Robert C. Byrd is the reason for the low workforce participation rate. He got West Virginians addicted not to drugs, but to a check. I think this was a follow-up. I was talking about this on the local show in Charleston this morning, and I actually did the research on this. We had a person on the show on Metro News Midday, I don't know, like a month or so ago, and he and I were in. He tends to be, and by his own admission, tends to be a little bit more liberal. But we were talking about the workforce participation rate in West Virginia, and it's something I did not know. And I educated myself on this, and I actually did a little research on this, and he was absolutely correct. The workforce participation rate in West Virginia has been falling since 1976. This is not something, because we like to point to the opioid crisis of the late 90s, mid 2000s, and No, the able-bodied people that have been choosing to do something other than work in the state of West Virginia. West Virginia has had the lowest workforce participation rate in America since 1976. So this ain't something new, okay? And I don't know what the answer is, but I can tell you it's nothing new. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, hey, that Howard Monroe guy is really great. You should have him on more often, says the texter. I wonder if Howard did that while he was on the air with me. I wonder if he actually texted that in. But I love having Howard on. I really, really do. Howard is a radio icon in the state of West Virginia. And look, he and I don't always agree on everything. There's not a single person I ever talk to on the air that I say I agree with him or her on everything. But Howard's good radio, and I would urge you to check him out on the Watchdog Radio Network up in the Wheeling area. Text says, E-Verify is nothing new. Not sure why anyone would be against it since it's been around since 1996. Well, true, it's not anything new, but the E-Verify law that's been discussed in the legislature, I think a lot of people find it to be redundant. That's why so many business groups have spoken out against it. Text says, gas raised 40 cents in a week. I suppose Trumpians will blame Biden and Obama for that, too. Text, you libs are just upset because we finally got a president with some blank to stand up to terrorists. If you're so against what the USA is doing, go live in Iran. Text says, no one cares about your thoughts on President Trump. Hick radio show. Thanks for the comedy, says the texter. Well, the hick part, yes. I'll own the hick part. You just keep weathering over
Sorry,
there. Okay?
I can't hear you.
The hick part, I'll own that. Thanks for the comedy. Yeah, okay, not so much. But, I mean, I do frequently give my opinions, and I give my opinions on President Trump. I gave my opinions on Biden and others as well. That's what they pay me to do. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, down goes Greenbrier East. That's karma, says the texter. Text says, bad weather's here. Sure power will go out, and I'm sure our rates will rise. Text says the texter. Text says, you two honestly deserve another Biden or Kamala term, but others don't. Government would be going broke from the flood of illegals and the fraud all over America continuing, not being able to go outside, fearing an illegal criminal, eggs, $20 a dozen, gas $15, and so many more goodies. Appreciate the text. I did not vote for Biden, nor did I vote for Kamala Harris, but appreciate the text. 2:44, we'll take a break and come back after this.
A degree from Marshall University isn't simply a career path. It's a trust, an opportunity to inhabit the moments that change lives, to make connections that make a difference. With the opportunities of a larger school and the intimate nature usually reserved for one much smaller, you'll find your people, your passion, and yourself at Marshall, all while experiencing the moments that will shape the rest of your life. In person, online, or a mixture of both, join us today. Your moment awaits at Marshall University.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thorough.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirchhoff. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Fighting blindness.
Every day, we fight to preserve magnificent places and wildlife, to keep our water and air safe, and to advance clean energy and combat climate change. We're Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. We're Earth Justice, and we're here because the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights and wins more cases on the environment than we do. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Welcome back to the show. It's 2:49. You got a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia, know someone that does. This is an opportunity you've been waiting on. Full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan, room, board, tuition, and fees. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Deadline to enter May 3rd. Full details, WVMetronews.com. That's where you apply. Click on the Apply Now button, WVMetronews.com, and the application deadline is May 3rd. It is brought to you by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Text says, sounds like a great day out on Wheeling Island in your new pontoon from Lou Wendell Marine Sales. That's a text. Obviously, somebody who listens very closely to the live announcements that we do for the good folks at Lou Wendell. Text says, no new wars? Says Texter. Well, the president didn't say that. Text says, what I've gleaned from Brian Hughes is today's not a good day to grill steaks on the KDH. It's a reference to Brian Hughes' boat. What are you taking a look at over there?
Those of you in Mountains,ville, Powhatan need to watch out again. There's another storm back there, and I think it's going to head your way.
All right.
So,
what time frame approximately?
Within about the next hour.
Right.
But it's the same area, and then there's another storm behind that. The northern Panhandle has got to keep their eyes. The southern part of the northern Panhandle has got to keep their eyes on the prize today, and that is getting past all this.
Okay.
So,
Text says, praying everyone is okay with this wild weather. Indeed. Text says, Metro News has become too liberal for me. Okay. Text says, I'm sorry, but it's time for Shelley Moore Capito to go. Text says, is Jim Justice the actual head coach of the women's team or just a figurehead? Talking about Greenberry. No, he's actually the head coach. He is actually the head coach.
There is a faction, though, down in that county that does not want him there.
Mm-hmm.
Does not want him doing the coaching and stuff.
Yeah, he's got they are the odds on. I don't know. I'm not sure off the top of my head when they play, but they are the odds on favorite. At least one of them anyway to win it all. Text says, let's go Mountaineers. Mountaineer basketball team, of course, playing in the Big 12 tournament. They'll take on BYU.
Please beat BYU. please.
Says the Texas Tech guy. Tex says, we enjoy the wonderful West Virginia segment. How do I nominate someone? Well, I can tell you. Drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to either Amanda Barrett or myself on social media. For me, it's Dave Allen Radio on Facebook or at DaveA70 on X. All right, what are you keeping an eye on over there now, Brian?
So we've got thunderstorms that are right now across portions of Lincoln County, Southern Kanawha County. Matter of fact, there's a good old storm down there around the Marmet Lock and Dam, Chesapeake, East Bank. That's all moving up to the northeast. Lots of lightning with that. Saw a hail core that was in part of that as well. Up to Clay, Braxton counties, showers, some heavy rain showers, some thunderstorms. Ripley about to get another round of some showers and storms all the way back up to portions of Work County. Then you get back up to the northern panhandle. We're looking at just some light showers, Moundsville to Wheeling, back up to just south of Steubenville. But checking in on some of the cameras here in Ohio. Whew. Man, look at that. That is I-70. If you're watching right now on Metro News Television, I-77 at State Route 821, that's some very heavy rainfall that's coming down, and that has a lot of hail in it. And that's the storm that's out around Caldwell there in Ohio, and that severe thunderstorm warning continues for the next 38 minutes. But that's a storm I'm concerned that's going to run either around the Moundsville area or could be as north as Wheeling. That one has a big hail core on it, and there's more back to the west. But tornado watches continue across the region. 40 of the 55 counties in West Virginia are under a tornado watch. So essentially, Charleston to Parkersburg to Huntington, that goes till 5. And the new tornado watch across the eastern parts of the state includes Elkins, Clarksburg, Morgantown, and into Kaiser. That goes until 8 o'clock tonight.
All right, it's 2:53. We'll wrap it up after this.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Need a break from the headlines and mindless drivel? Metro News Hotline brings you that much-needed afternoon distraction, but with substance. My decades in journalism, plus a passion for everything from baseball nostalgia to the latest tech trends, mean insights you won't get anywhere else. Coop brings the pop culture know-how and good-natured ribbing, while your calls take things in surprising directions. Tune in for the lively chats that are refreshingly different. Find us from 3 to 6 weekdays on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
All children deserve the best start. That includes good oral health. As life milestones are met, ensure they visit dental specialists at ages 1, 7, and 15. Around age 1, it's time for a visit with a pediatric dentist to help establish good oral health habits. At 7, it's time to see an orthodontist to ensure your child's bite, teeth, and jaws are developing properly. Around 15, it's time for a visit to an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to determine if your child's wisdom teeth need to be removed or monitored. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit specialists at ages 1, 7, and 15. Make these appointments at the right time to ensure a proper foundation for good oral health. Learn more at milestonesmet.org.
I was proud to be a soldier.
I told the truth and got kicked out.
And so I thought to myself, I'm taking this rule down.
If you're an LGBTQ+ veteran, your memories are important too. Share your story with the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where firsthand accounts from U.S. military veterans are preserved and made accessible for researchers and future generations. Visit loc.gov/vets to submit your stories, photographs, and documents today.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivor's benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes before the top of the hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly and Matt Guitar Murphy, our producers today. Dave Weekley.
What?
Coming up on Hotline at many of these same Metro News stations.
I like that guy.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I made it through the rain.
All right.
I'm here.
Came in here singing Barry Manilow today, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you were singing I Made It Through the Rain.
I just know a few words. You know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What's your weather report from South Charleston to
wet?
Wet. Seems to be a very wet kind of rain. Is that what you were saying?
100% wet coming over from the big town.
Nothing
next
severe,
to the big town.
But you said you had some big raindrops on your way?
Yeah, especially coming over the Patrick Street Bridge today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's meteorologist Brian Hughes over there.
I saw.
Hello. Hey, well, you can see me. They can't see me.
Yeah.
Contractual obligations. I cannot be seen on this camera, but I'm here.
That's too complicated for my pay grade.
I wanted to put him on and put a mask on him like Lucha Libre,
Nice.
or maybe like a Lone Ranger mask. That would be even better. It's like, who is he? I don't know. The unknown meteorologist.
Hey, I just like I like hanging out with you guys. This is good.
Yeah, we have fun. So, what are you looking at over there now?
I'm still concerned about this storm that's up here across parts of Ohio. It's up around Caldwell, Woodsfield. When you just look at the direction of travel that it's probably going to be going, we're looking at back up here into the Wheeling area, and about 55 in about 50 minutes it would be into Wheeling, and that one has large hail, but also there is some rotation that we do see with that storm. But also the other storm that I'm looking at, it's down near, it's right near, between Marmette and Montgomery, running right up 60. That one is producing hail in Kanawha County, and it is moving off to the north and east, so it's going to go into Clay and parts of Nicholas County. So that's a dominant storm in West Virginia right now, and there's a storm that's trailing it that's across northern portions of Boone County right now.
All right, and of course, Brian Hughes, meteorologist, Metro News meteorologist. Follow him on Facebook, and he's hanging out a little bit with us today to keep us updated on the weather. And if Brian has to leave weekly, you got to go back to your weather days.
Nobody wants that. Trust, nobody wants that.
What you got on the big show today?
Hey, we're talking about traveling alone.
Okay.
Do you like to travel alone?
I do.
Okay. We're talking about that. Where's the farthest trip you ever made alone? We're getting into that.
All right. And what's your in and out today? It was about food. Checkers?
Oh, yeah, Checkers flatbread deal. Spicy chicken, $5 combo.
The picture looked good on the X machine. I'll tell you that. Weekly and Crew coming up on Hotline. Many of these same Metro News stations. Be safe, folks. See you tomorrow at noon. Till then, have fun and love somebody.